Hi everyone, welcome to Gilbhub TV. Please excuse my voice today. I have a bit of a cold, so I'm just trying to work through that, but bear with me. Today I'm going to talk about empty page anxiety, and that is the feeling that you get as a writer when you look at one of these, a blank, empty page. I know, scary, right? So whether you are a writer professionally or whether this is something that you perhaps just have to do, maybe you need to write a blog article, or maybe you need to write an assignment for work or school, whatever it is, if you are in a position where you have to write something and you don't know how to start and you're just staring at that empty blank page, it can feel really quite scary. There's a real sort of pressure there to fill the page with something great, and I think that's something that we can all relate to. So obviously as a copywriter this is something that I face on a daily basis because everything I do starts with an empty page. So I have come up with ways of lessening that tension and finding solutions and ways to just kind of smooth the process from having a blank page to a full page without it being a really stressful experience. So this is actually a blog post that I've written up before on my website, so I'll put a link below if you want to go and read it. But I thought I'd do it in video form as well, just in case any of you are fans of the videos but not actually reading the things on the website. So now you have it in two formats. So this is 5 tips for beating empty page anxiety. So number 1 is to create a plan before you start. And it just so happens that I have a video called How to Plan an Essay, and I will link it here. But this actually works for all different types of documents. So whatever it is you have to write, whether it's a newsletter, even an email to a colleague or a client, a blog article, a piece for a website, whatever it is, if you write a plan for it, it will be much, much easier and much less intimidating to start. Number 2 is, once you have that plan, to actually put some headings and some bullets down on the page. So in your plan you might have some sections drawn out of things that you're going to be talking about in your document, and you might put those as subheadings down your page, perhaps in bold, and then you could even go as far as putting some bullet points underneath each section. So for example, let's say you're writing a blog piece, you might have your main title and then you might have some subheadings along the page, and you might have some bullets underneath each subheading just saying what it is you're going to be talking about. And when you're writing this out, you don't have the pressure of having to make it sound good. It can just be really, really scruffy, rough note form, straight, just like a brain splurge onto the page. And the thing about that is that it gives you that freedom to write without worrying about anyone reading it, because this isn't going to be the finished product. But then what you can do is go from the top and just work your way down through all of them, rewriting. And that gets rid of the blank page anxiety straight away, because you're no longer starting from a blank page. You've already got that guide and you just have to follow it. Number 3 is to get past that initial stage of having to start, and sometimes that's one of the hardest parts, is actually knowing how to start. And quite often you might find that you write the first sentence and then you change it and then you think, now I'll start again, and you write it again, and before you know it, time has passed and you're still only a sentence into your document. You've still got that blank page staring at you. So if this is you and you struggle to start when you do documents, just skip the start. Just don't worry about it. That's the great thing that we have today with our technology of word processing. If you had to write this stuff by hand, if you had to do it on a typewriter back in the day, this wouldn't have been possible. But with computers, you can write the middle first or the end first. You can do it in whatever order you need to and then go back and edit. So if you hate starting things, just miss that bit out. Just start writing. You've got your plan, so you're not going to lose track of what you're doing. Start writing, and then when you get to the end, go back and fill in the start. And I often actually find that it's much, much easier to do an introduction once you've fleshed out your ideas, because really that's the point where you know what you're introducing. Number 4 is to create a template. Now, whether that be for the first paragraph or for the whole document, it's really up to you. It depends how much you want to structure in advance. But a template is really useful if you have a document which you are repeating over and over again. So it might be a school essay, it might be a pitch document for something in business, or a proposal or a report. If you're doing the same kind of document again and again and again as part of your work, then it's good to have a template, because it really, really helps to save time and you're not starting from a blank page again. The 5th and final point is to just start. So the most intimidating thing about a blank page is that it's blank and there's all of that pressure to make something happen. And the best way to get over that is to just start. Just make something happen. Don't worry about whether it's perfect the first time. Like I said, this is word processing. All you have to do is press a key and it's gone. So you can edit it and you can change it later. Just get writing, get some of those ideas out of your head onto the page. Don't procrastinate, don't go on Facebook, don't go on all of the other websites, don't think a cup of tea or another cup of tea or a cup of coffee and a cup of tea are going to help you. They're not really at the end of the day. The only thing that's going to help is actually getting something moving. So just start, and don't worry about it being perfect, just get it down and then make it perfect later. You've got all the time you need to edit, so just don't worry about that and just get something moving. And then all of a sudden you're not looking at a blank page anymore, and the blank page anxiety is gone. So how do you deal with blank page anxiety? Is this something that you have to deal with a lot? Is it something that you suffer from? Or do you use any of the tips that I've just talked about to just bust through that barrier and get on with it? Do you have any other tips, anything else that you can offer or share with me for getting past the whole empty page bit? Because that would be really, really useful if anyone does. So if you do, please leave a comment below. Let me know if you found this video useful. You can also leave a comment on my website, which is www.gilbhub.com, or you can connect with me on Twitter at @HannahGilb. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.